at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Chancellor Brewington.
All right, welcome in back to Ticket Week 9. Terrace Nerds on the ones and twos. We got the host, Chancellor Brewington of What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington over to my left. If you guys want to join in, we got NFL on the brick and mortar, but we still got the streams up going for you. YouTube X Allo Channel 961 if you got Allo Cable, and 402-464-5685. All right, House cleaning out of the way. Chancellor Brewington, how's it going on a Thursday night?
Come on. What's brewing? We're back, baby. We're back. 2 nights. We got 2 nights this week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-night consistency.
Come on.
Depending on your calendar. I don't know. You get how many shows a day now?
Getting booked now, Harrison.
You are. What was this, your third show today?
Third show today.
Yeah, pre-recording. You guys will see that Monday from 9 to 10 p.m. with Coach Ron Brown, but you also just knocked that one out not too long ago.
Yeah. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. It's so awesome to be around
for it.
Yeah.
That's what I always think.
Hey,
shout out.
It's cool it's obviously good to make some more money. It's always good for that. And so I guess where I'm starting this, we always start off for those just tuning in or just starting listening to What's Brewing. Maybe you came from the locker room, maybe you came from Brewing Brown, maybe you came from that show, or maybe you just we're just scrolling and heard for the first time. We always start the show off with quarter century wisdom. I myself am 25 years old, a quarter of a century, and Harrison over there on the boards is a quarter century as well. So we always like to start off with some type of quarter century wisdom. And so, this will be a fun one, Harrison. I have a man, I think everyone should believe in themselves, Harrison.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? I think so too.
Man, I think everyone should believe in themselves. I think in believing in yourself, you are believing in who made you, and you can call it whoever you want, creator, source, sustainer, whatever you want to call them. Because I think we see so many times in this life, and I've only lived 25 years, but I've read and I've researched a lot of things of, people who did great things on this earth, people who didn't do great things on this earth as well. And one commonality, even in the football world as well, is that they believed in themselves. And they believed the things that have been put inside of them. And I'm on this journey of, learning on, so many different topics, from wealth to health to, to business to selling. I had a great conversation with Clester Johnson.
Shout out. We talk facts.
Yeah, we talk facts. And just being able to seek wisdom and understand, the different parts of this world and different parts that I was so unaccustomed to, but now I'm becoming accustomed to. And so I think the commonality that I'm seeing with the successful people and people, you always is Coach Rule said it like this: you want to take advice from someone where you would want to be in their shoes. And so that's kind of the theme is, you always want to search, okay, what did Kobe Bryant do? What did Michael Jordan do? What did Warren Buffett do? What did the dude who made Kellogg's, what did he do? Right? What did the dude who made McDonald's, what did he do? Wendy's,
who made Coke, who made all that?
Yeah,
all the big successful stuff. You typically don't find the guy who started, not the guy who inherited it, but the guy who started it. Typically had a crazy story. They didn't just show up and make $1 million.
Exactly. They saw that, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in every story. They saw something in their mind's eye that wasn't there in their reality. And when they opened their eyes, it wasn't there. But when they closed their eyes, they saw it.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's the word of encouragement, is that the things that you see when your eyes are closed. I was talking to DP about this on Saturday a little bit, and we were talking. I asked him, I said, did you see this? The ticket, did you see this? He said, yeah, I saw it. And so when the things that are, when you close your eyes, the dreams, the visions, the things that have been given to you, believe first that they're given to you for a reason, not to anyone else. Because guess what? The height that you are, the skin color that you are, the nationality that you are, the family that you're born into, all these different factors, the year that you're born, the city that you live in, the city you choose to grow your children in, whatever it is, those are all specifically for a connected reason and a connected purpose. And so the things that have been given to you first, if you want those things to come to pass first, I'm telling you, the first thing you have to do is believe in yourself.
Yeah. Amen. I like that. You got to believe in yourself. You understand, like, you got a purpose. I think too many people, when you feel anxious, like if you don't believe in that, like there's gonna be times where it's just miserable. Like if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe you can do good, you just become a speck.
And if you don't believe yourself, who really wants to be around you?
people that want to help you.
Yeah.
Like that's it. And you're hoping there's people that's the way I see it. Like if you have that mindset, like it doesn't mean that you are inherently good, but you're going to have days where you fail, but it's what you do when you fail.
Oh yeah.
Like, are you going to keep that vision in your head? You'll be like, well, no, I hit the wall once. I'm going to put that vision away because it scared me once and it hurt me once. I'm never going to go back to it.
Your circumstances are not who you are. You may be in debt. You may be filing for bankruptcy, but if you decide and say, I'm a millionaire, or I always like to go back to money, but I'm a millionaire for the example. I'm a millionaire, but I'm currently dealing with bankruptcy, or I'm currently dealing with I'm poor, right? Or I'm broke, not poor. Poverty is a different whole spiel. But I want to get to some Nebraska football. I hope that blessed some of you. Leave in the comments if you like that, if you got anything from that. I want to talk about Nebraska football. And specifically, I want to title this segment, Harrison, where is Emmett Johnson? Where is he, Harrison? Is he okay? Did they put him in undercover in witness protection program for Saturday's or Friday's game against Illinois? Because Dante Dowdell had 20 carries, 72 yards, averaging a whopping like 3.6, 3.8 yards. When I tell you he did not have it, he just didn't have it. There's some nights where a running back just doesn't have it. And you're blessed to have 4 running backs who can play Power 5 football. And a young guy in Ivy where he's going to play one day, of course. Quentin Ives, I believe. Ives, he going to play one day. He going to be a good back here, right? But you have 4 running backs in Dante Dowdell, Emmett Johnson, Ramir Johnson, and Gabe Irvin. Dante don't have it. When are we going to say, okay, this is a 3-back system where this is my philosophy. Dante gets the first drive. Emmett Johnson gets the second drive. And when Dante needs a breather and when Emmett needs a breather, Ramir goes in, and Ramir goes in for special packages where third down stuff, where he's in the game. Whether it's, we put him at receiver, sometimes we just do some certain things with him. I don't understand it. You have 0 carries. You
go with the press conference too, before the Illinois game, that's what makes you really scratch your head.
Because I was so hopeful for it.
Well, because we talked about it. He talked about like, I want to back, plus 20, and then the other one 15. And you're thinking, okay, this is Dante and Emmett. No, it was like, nothing against Ramir Johnson, but like to me, that's the receiving back. Like in a perfect world for me, it's exactly what you said. Dante, you can't say he hasn't proven it. You go ahead and get the first drive. Emmett, you can't say he hasn't proven it.
Come on,
you can't. Like you go look at the tape, go look at the numbers. You cannot say he hasn't deserved more opportunities. You give it them, whoever's got the hot hand, and then Gabe Irvin, 2 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's all I want. 1 yard. It's like he's the big back in the goal in the red zone. So unless that backs, if it's a Dante Dowdell dominated drive and they get to the end zone, you let him finish that drive. But if it starts to bog down, then I think then you use Gabe Irvin. And then Ramir Johnson, I think he's just he's so versatile that you can be creative and you can get him out there in multiple opportunities.
Yeah, he should have 3-4 targets in the passing game, and then he should have at least 8-9 carries.
So this isn't putting him behind, like this isn't pushing him out either. Like I still think for how versatile he is, like you can definitely still get him involved. But like Emmett Johnson he did it. He proved it for us last year, and this year he's doing it again, and we can't just keep shoving him in the corner.
He's doing it again. You look at the stats. He has less carries than Ramir, and this is no shame. Ramir's a phenomenal back. He has less carries than Ramir, and has 120 or 126 or something like that. And like it just gets to a point where who's let me be careful, Harrison. I'm gonna be careful. Who's doing this? No, I'm not gonna be careful. Who's doing this? Is it Satterfield? I know it's not Coach EJ. Is it, is it what Rule want? Like who's doing
the running
this?
Backs coach? Is it?
I know it's not the running back coach
okay.
because, okay, so this is how it goes. Like offense corners, when they call in, they'll say, I want such and such in the game, right? And so it makes me think, like, what's going on with, why is there lack of confidence in Emmett when he's the one who got you really, separated that game against Purdue last year. Was it that Maryland game? He had some great runs. All of last year, towards the last, I would say 4 or 5 games of the season when AG was going through his thing, he was carrying the full load and was handling business. Yards per carry were through the roof.
The quarterback run just kind of took over his role last year.
Mm.
It really did. I
Yeah.
mean, Harburg, and that this isn't, if you're Harburg, hell of a job figuring out, almost getting us bowling, getting dropped in that position. And I honestly think Harburg's a guy to be okay to see more of. I think it actually works really well. I will say, though,
not in the running back room.
No, not in the running back room, but if you want to throw some plays, but I don't like the play where it's a trick play. You got Dylan Raiola out there, but Harburg's still the one throwing the ball.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. Like, get rid of that cute stuff. You know what he is. Everybody knows what he's in there for, and it works. So do it until someone says they can't figure out how to stop it.
Clip that. Clip that.
All right.
Clip that. You put Harburg in and you say, this is what we're doing with him. Tim Tebow, freshman year, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. I want to see it.
Well, because it's worked every time. We've seen like one play where he gets to the line of scrimmage, but otherwise it's been positive yards every time.
Come on.
The only other failed play is where you try to get cute with it, have Dylan Raiola out there on a trick play, and you have Harburg, the guy throwing the ball.
Come on.
Stuff like that is stop being cute if you don't need to be. Give me old school Nebraska. Just dominate the way you know how.
Harrison, you passionate about this?
Yeah, I get a little bit heated. Yeah, you put one loss. Bears lost 0-3 in fantasy football. Steelers lost. We've been down the road before.
Yeah,
I need to see some wins, some dominant wins to feel better.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking on this, what does Nebraska need to do to establish themselves in the Big Ten this week? Meaning, and I'll elaborate on my question. To build momentum, and say, hey, what we put on tape versus Illinois, that wasn't us.
Defense needs to get back, right? I think that's a clear one. Like, show the country that, like, I think you keep Purdue 14 or under. 2 scores, because you never know how one of those touchdowns look.
Yeah.
Like, could just be phenomenal or like a mental lapse, and those things are going to happen, or special teams slip. But you keep that team 14 points or under, and the offense, I just think it depends on how it looks, right? If you're dominating most of that game in the second half and you start running the ball a lot and you're not necessarily running up points, like, that's fine. I don't need to see 30-plus points to think this team's won in a dominant fashion. I do need to see the defense, though, shut them down. And that, to me, anywhere between like 27-10 or 27-plus points, I think you're kind of going back to national headlines being like, okay, maybe that Illinois game was a fluke. Maybe Illinois really is that good, and Nebraska and Illinois are just both really strong contenders in the Big Ten.
That's a good point. I mean, when you look at the Illinois team, they might be.
Luke, was surprised
Altmaier,
to hear
my goodness.
people downplaying Illinois even more after they beat us.
Really?
Well, okay, so in the way that we keep talking, well, Nebraska, the silver lining is, right, Nebraska didn't look very good, and we still got to overtime. Like, there was still plenty of parts of Nebraska's game that looked really good. There's a couple of questionable things, but Illinois also made phenomenal plays that if they don't get that interception and that's a touchdown, we're not even having the conversation. Nebraska didn't look very good that day. If we make that field goal and we win the game, like, these conversations don't happen at all if we just win. Everyone's like, oh, Nebraska looked really good again. It came close, but they did what they needed to. You lose the game, and all of a sudden it's like, well, we just didn't look our best, and we really would beat Illinois more oftentimes than not. Now, even though I think that's true, I think it says more about Illinois being a good team than it does Nebraska just not showing up and losing to an inferior team.
Yeah, I agree. I think Altmaier showed some things on a national scale where he was like, oh, I mean, people are now like, oh, but I don't understand from Nebraska fans, though. This is what I don't understand. I don't understand how all of a sudden, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to have to talk to Sip privately. I'm talking to Sip privately. Hopefully he's here on Saturday. But how people, and this has nothing to do with Sip. I was just saying. I was like, all right, because
getting called out here.
No, because in the locker room, everyone was like on Sip for some reason. They were saying Sip said 6-6 or something like that. Anyways, this has nothing to do with Sip. Anyways, so people had their original thought 9-3, okay, and then all of a sudden, or 9 and you played 12 games, right? Yeah. 9-3, and then you go, I think it's 8-4, or I think it's 10-2, or I think it's 11-1 or undefeated, right? Now all of a sudden you drop a game to Illinois, which is a 3-point game. If they make the field goal, we're not talking about any of this, right?
Potentially. There's some time on the clock for Illinois, and they do have a kicker that you give him He can
Okay.
knock some
All
balls.
right. Negative Nancy over there. My goodness. Okay. So we're supposed to win that game. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Supposed to win that game.
We would likely win.
Would likely win. A couple calls maybe go our way. A couple whatever. You win. You kick the field goal. You win the game, right? For the most part, because defense stops them right after
You
that.
would need the defensive stop, and that's why I put the asterisk.
Exactly. So with an asterisk, now all of a sudden we lose, and everyone loses their mind. And people are coming to my YouTube, people come to my Twitter, people come to on the show, locker room, and they're like, "Well, I think now Nebraska's going to be, they'll be lucky to go bowling."
That's crazy.
And so
man.
now I'm like, I don't understand. And this is consistent, Harrison.
Do you
This is
think
consistent?
that's the extremists that just like to? I mean, because we're going to get the more extreme opinions that want to join in on shows and chime in. We'll get some normals, like because
I'm seeing it everywhere though. Everywhere.
You need new friends, I think.
No, it's not. They're not friends. I wouldn't hang out with people like this.
Okay.
I would not hang out with people who switch their mind over a baby L.
Okay. Because my only beef was like I think people are downplaying Illinois, but I think people still have most people have the right mindset about this team.
I'm about to look up who Illinois got. Okay, they got Penn State.
Yeah, this is a good week, right? You got Penn State and Illinois. Circle that one because Penn State's look dominant.
Yeah, we'll see what type of team Illinois is, and that's at Penn State.
But do you like Nebraska's odds against Penn State right now if they had to play?
No, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. So this is if Illinois beats Penn State is why you watch.
They got a pretty. They got next 4 games for Illinois. They got Penn State, Purdue, Michigan, and Oregon. At Oregon.
That's brutal.
That's
so you
brutal.
get 3 bruisers than someone who's going to run and gun you to death.
3 bruisers. Then you got Minnesota, Michigan State, Rutgers, Northwestern. Yeah, you got a tough one.
Brett Bielema's got. Ooh,
yeah,
that's rough treatment.
That's a tough one. But and I look at this Nebraska schedule. I just want people to. Now we're a quarter of the way through, or a third of the way through, right? Now we went. Where did we go to start the year? We went 9-3. Did me and you both go 9-3, or we go 8-4?
I think we were 9-3.
Okay, we're 9-3. Okay, did we anticipate it dropping to Illinois?
I actually think
I think you did.
I think I called Illinois out.
Okay,
yeah.
So now you're right on par, actually.
Mm-hmm. Because now we go on and
now we got Purdue, and we both are we in agreement? This is going to be the agreement segment. Are we in agreement that Purdue is a W?
Yes.
Are we in agreement versus Rutgers? That's home. I think Rutgers is our team. Do you think we beat Rutgers?
Yeah, we beat Rutgers.
Okay. Now the at Indiana is a good one. This is going to be I don't know. I personally don't know what type of team Indiana is though.
Preseason, I would have thought I said yes. Win this. This one's tough. Indiana's offense is good.
Yeah, they are. You got a quarterback already thrown. I believe he's second in the Big Ten.
Yeah, but let's give him a defense that he hasn't.
They haven't played it. You look at who they played. FIU, Western Illinois.
They haven't played a real defense yet.
Charlotte. I mean, UCLA is going to be the bottom of the pack of the Big Ten.
Yeah,
they're going to be. I would say it's going to be Northwestern, UCLA, and Purdue probably in that order. Probably.
It's kind of nice too. We'll be the real. I think the first real defensive test. Depending
Maryland.
if this defense picks it up, right? Like if we look like we did last week, then that's a whole nother conversation. But
Indiana kind of got a cakewalk schedule.
They really do.
Like they have nobody.
No.
Well, I mean, you go play Michigan. You play Michigan, Ohio State back to back. But I mean, the toughest game you have for your first 7 games is Nebraska by far.
Do you got Nebraska over Indiana right now?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I really do. I don't really think. I think Indiana will kind of catch a wake-up call against Maryland. And I think they'll, we'll see what it is. And I think Nebraska will slide in there, in a perfect position playing the team who's still trying to figure it out in the Big Ten.
Okay. So we're still only got 1 loss each then.
Yeah.
So then Ohio State.
Yeah, I think we dropped that one.
Okay, so now I agree. So we're 2 losses. And I remember the games I thought we were going to lose last year. So I'm looking for 1 more loss, and I remember which one it is. UCLA.
You said UCLA?
That's next.
Oh, yeah. I got
win, right?
Win, yeah.
Okay, then USC on the road.
See, this one's tough because what type of team is USC? How good was Michigan? Michigan wins by a touchdown. You throw the ball for 30 yards, Harrison. Michigan throws the ball for 30 yards. They run the ball for, almost 300 yards. Question is, where's Donovan Edwards? He's supposed to be the best back in the nation.
Yeah, they got some problems over there.
Yeah, so I don't really see it. I don't know. And Miller Mouse had a good game. I would say, Harrison, I want to say a W.
I actually think this is a shocker. I think we get our first ranked opponent win since how far back do we have to go? 20. I can't remember how far back we have to go. The last time we beat a ranked opponent. I think we actually
2016.
Yeah, 2016. I think we actually shocked. This is a shock, big statement game where we actually go on there and we beat USC. This is where I think I'm wrong though, because the other loss I had was Wisconsin. Wisconsin doesn't have their starting QB anymore.
Yeah,
he's hurt. Their bread and butter of running the ball is they're becoming more and more of an air raid, like what Pickle had over at Cincinnati. I don't like the direction Wisconsin's going. I had them scheduled for a loss, but I can see Nebraska winning that one now a lot more confidently.
Yeah. So now, I mean, now you're at 9 or 10-2.
That's 10-2. So like
now you're in the college playoff.
Now, well, you beat Iowa, right? Because we didn't say Iowa. We're assuming we beat Iowa, right?
Yeah, I want to look at Iowa's schedule and see. They're 3-1 right now. Okay, 1-0 in conference.
They lost to Iowa State.
Oh, they beat Minnesota. I think Iowa will be a ranked team this year. I just have a feeling
they always manage to climb back in there.
Yeah,
at the end of the season, they'll win enough games to be consistent.
Yeah, because I mean, you got Ohio State is probably be the only ranked opponent they play this year, besides us.
Yeah, man, you mentioned it. If you beat USC and you're 10-2. Like this is, getting too far ahead of your skis. If you're the locker room, you're not thinking like this,
right? But we're not in the locker room.
Yeah,
so
I'm in the studio.
Yeah,
I get to speculate here. Yeah, you are.
I like this side, Harrison.
It's
less stressful.
Yeah, I was gonna say you ain't stressed about it. No one's tweeting you after your show like you. Well, people, but not nearly as much as if you're a tight end and you miss a catch or whatever.
Oh my gosh, I dropped the ball against Rutgers. I got almost a death threat. I got a you're stupid, choice words, little racist stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna find that.
Yeah,
you're gonna. The most annoying part is it's like some of those people. You go look at the account, and it's like, man, this is what you do all day. Like this is your life right here, screaming at kids.
I think going back to the schedule, I think we lose something. I don't know what it is.
I think it might be Indiana.
You think it's Indiana?
Yeah, I think that offense is legit.
That'll be tough, though.
I know it's weak competition, but you're dropping 77 points, 30-plus points. Like, you haven't yet to go under 30 and 50, 40. Like, their offense is feeling really good.
What about this? What if you drop the Rutgers game?
It can happen. I can circle Rutgers, Indiana. I think those are the two I'd circle. I was like, let's be careful here.
Okay, now let's do a hypothetical. Because I like doing these. You lose to Ohio State. You already have 2 losses. You lose to SC, right? Let's just say we drop the SC game.
Okay.
You are 9-3. Is that enough for the Big Ten West?
Well, it's just Big Ten now.
Or Big Ten.
Yeah, so you'd have to hope everyone's got to be. You're probably losing out to Penn State and Ohio State.
Yeah, my goodness.
Those are probably the 2 heavy hitters.
So
and Oregon, who knows what.
So to compete for the Big Ten, you have to be in the 2
records.
The 2 loss margin, I would say.
Yeah, probably 2 losses.
Because Michigan, let's look at Michigan. Do we think Michigan is going to be a 1-loss team this year?
No.
They're probably, they play Illinois, they play Oregon, they play Ohio State. I don't think they beat Ohio State.
I think they lose to Ohio State. I think they lose to Oregon too. Oregon's going to be close. I think it's going to be very much like USC.
I think someone might drop them. I think someone might drop Michigan.
I think it's going to be Penn State, Ohio State, Big Ten.
Penn State, Ohio State.
Yeah, Penn State looks just dominant every side of the ball. We'll see Illinois is going to be a good game to watch, right? Because Illinois isn't a schmuck in the Big Ten anymore.
Percentage that Nebraska gets in that game. What's the percentage?
Ooh, that's a good question. You already got 1 loss right now. I would say you're looking at 18% chance.
Okay, I was about to say 25.
Yeah.
We're
in that ballpark. I'd say it's under 25% chance. Okay, let's look at the let's throw it to break and then let's group the Big Ten.
Okay.
Into real contenders just underneath, and we can get crazy with the titles, what we want to call everybody here. We can just call it UCLA at the bottom, but don't go anywhere. What's Brewing, Chancellor Brewington? We got 2 more segments on the other side. We'll talk to you in just a little bit.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
and electrical.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Back to What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. What's Brewing? Chancellor Brewington. Got the former Husker tight end to my left. If you guys want to join in, use the streams, use the starter name and text line. All right, Chancellor Brewington. On the other side, we talked about ranking these Big Ten teams, not necessarily 1 through 18.
Right.
Because, you know, we're heading into week 5 here. It's going to be tough to really make definitive statements on who sits where. But we're at a point where we can at least kind of group them based on what we're seeing here.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to start at the top, or do you want to start at the bottom of the barrel?
What do we want to do? Elite? Do we want to do like a elite?
We're talking just Big Ten here.
Right.
So we're not talking about like college football contenders or anything.
So do we want to group the elite category? Let's do it the elite category.
What do we consider elite? Like they are in contention to win the Big Ten.
Cream of the crop. They're the top, right?
Okay. And I say they do not belong there unless you do not believe they can actually win the Big Ten.
Okay. So
that has to
Big
be.
Ten.
Yeah.
And so what do we want to pick, like 4?
We can pick as many fit in that group as possible.
Okay,
because
perfect.
I think, you know, when you group these, it can be a litany of teams, but I do think this group is small.
Michigan.
Ohio State. Yeah, okay. You can't write them off yet. Defending champs.
They're
the last one in that group.
To be completely honest with everyone listening, I think Michigan will probably lose 3 to 4 games this year.
See, that's kind of where I'm at.
I think they got super lucky against USC.
I do too. I can't believe USC didn't win that game. I thought that should have been a loss right there.
Yeah.
And then who do they got? They got Penn State, Ohio State on there. I got Ohio State, obviously.
They play.
Let's find out, because this will really decide if I think they're a contender or not.
Right.
So looking at Michigan football for the rest of the season, we talked about it. They are going to have just Ohio State because they beat. Okay. Unless you got, they do got Oregon, but I think they match up good against Oregon. I think they win that. And then they do got Illinois, and I think they do what Illinois does, just a little bit better. So I think they are going to be in there.
I don't know. I see someone beating them though. I see someone beating them in there.
What's more likely, Oregon or Illinois?
I think they drop one of those games, but I think someone else beats them.
Okay.
Yeah, and that might be a hot take, but I mean, if you go and watch, who is it? Arkansas State.
They do have Indiana, so we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah, I think it may be a team like Indiana. If you watch the Arkansas State game, they really struggled to do things offensively and even defensively. Like Arkansas State at halftime, I mean, it was a close game. You know, it's around 14-7. Yeah, I believe it was around like 14-17.
Yeah, and if that's true, like Indiana should be able to put up points on them pretty easy.
I'm saying so. And when you look at the team, like you know, Michigan had some pieces. They got a really good corner. They got, you know, Ernest Hausman's playing really good for them, leading tackler right now for them. Shout out Big Ernie. But yeah, I think it's we can safely put Michigan in there.
Okay. I think that's fair until they really show. If they drop that game to USC, it's a different conversation. But they did find a way to pull it through. I hope PJ Fleck in Minnesota, and they row the boat and they end up being the team. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm actually starting to come around to the idea PJ Fleck belongs in the Big Ten. He gives me that vibe.
Man, they did just get kind of waxed by Iowa.
Yeah. He belongs to the Big Ten, though. He just seems like a Big Ten
and they
coach.
did lose to North Carolina.
They got a few oars. They forgot to bring on the boat this year.
Hold on.
It's not their fault.
They lost to North Carolina to start the year off.
Yeah,
and North Carolina
is not that good, as we found out.
James Madison beat them, 70-48 or 52 or something like that?
Yeah, James Madison's a sneaky good team, though.
That good, though? 70 points. 70. That's criminal. Anyways.
They forgot all the oars on that.
Yeah.
What can I say?
They forgot what football was.
Is he fired?
Huh?
Is he fired this year?
You get beat by James Madison?
Right, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Okay.
He's gone.
I think so.
He's gone. Give me your Jordan shoes, too.
Unless you beat Michigan. That's his hope. All right, but they're not going to.
Ohio State in there. We got Michigan in there, question mark. Is Oregon in there?
I think you got to keep him in there for now.
Because if we're question mark on Michigan, that would mean that
they're definitely. That's why I had Michigan out, because I like Oregon's chances a bit more. But I'm okay with this because there's not too many teams left. So Oregon, yes. Ohio State, yes. Michigan. This is no order. Michigan, yes.
Penn State,
yes.
And now here's the question mark. Where's SC?
Out. You lost to Michigan.
Okay.
They're out.
All right. They got a big schedule coming up too.
They do.
So,
I think they'll take more losses.
So we'll go the good level.
Yeah.
We went elite. Now we'll go good.
We'll call it frisky.
Frisky. For the friskiers, we'll go SC's the top of there.
Uh-huh.
I'll go Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Indiana.
I like that.
And I'll go Nebraska.
Who's Rutgers all beat?
Rutgers is an interesting team.
Because they're on that tier frisky, or like just at average is kind of where I'm at.
They're just around. They're just they're just there.
Out. Yeah, you're not the first one you recognize, not the one you remember on the way out either. All right, Rutgers.
You got Washington next, Nebraska, Wisconsin. So I'm guessing they'll go 2-1 right there. I think Nebraska beats them. And then you got UCLA. You got SC after. I think they dropped that game. Minnesota. Yeah, they probably get that one.
Rutgers is mid, I think, actually. You only beat Virginia Tech by 3. I think that's going to put you, I think you're going to get exposed here. You're going to feel good about yourselves with Washington. But then I think you're going to play Nebraska, get exposed. They got a pretty nice schedule too, though. Then you got Wisconsin. Yeah. Wisconsin's reeling. UCLA, we have our preconceived notions about them. USC, real challenge. And then back to PJ Fleck.
Can we row that boat, boys?
We forgot the oars, boys.
If Minnesota has a bad year, is PJ Fleck out of there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's gone. Yeah. I'd have to look at what the contracts are, but someone up at Minnesota is going to pay for it, I'm sure.
Man, I was around him like media days. There's like a different aura to.
They say he's like weird. Not that he's actually weird, but he's kind of like different mannerisms that'll throw you off.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in agreement there. So we got our this is our frisky, right? Our frisky.
Yep.
We got Illinois at the top of there, Indiana, Nebraska, SC. Wait, is SC in there
for USC?
Yeah,
we had them as the leader.
They're the leader. Okay, yeah. We had SC, Illinois, Indiana, Nebraska, and I don't think I won't go order with the Nebraska one. I'll just throw them in there.
Are we gonna show respect to Iowa anytime soon? Or are we?
Oh dang!
I thought we were leaving it out on purpose.
Oh, we're just a little biased on this show, just a little bit.
Because they're frisky, whether you like
they
it or
are.
not.
They are. They'll always be until they're just trash.
Yeah,
because they have a good defense and they play really good on special teams. So now, concluding it, you got. I'll read them off again. You got Illinois, Indiana, SC, Iowa, Nebraska, and that's it.
Yeah, because we're keeping Rutgers on the outside looking in.
Okay.
You said USC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it for me. I don't see anybody else that would belong in there.
Okay, so now let's go average.
Okay. Average. This is where the pool is probably at its widest margin here.
I'll go Maryland.
Maryland's in there.
I'll go Rutgers.
I like that in there as well.
Michigan State's a tough one. I'll go Michigan State.
I think Michigan State's fair.
I think I have a prediction. I think they fall off and they become one of the worser teams in the Big Ten this year. That's just my take.
Problems at the woodshed. All right.
That's just my take.
Wisconsin, I know I just ranted about them, but I'm going to give them their due credit, respect from the last year. And this pool is actually smaller than I thought. They're actually, I don't think as many teams, because I think more teams are doomed for failure than they are hoping to just be average.
I need to check out Wisconsin's schedule.
I think theirs
SC,
is brutal.
Penn State, Iowa, Oregon. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
look at this. Look at this. Here's this 5-game stretch. Penn State,
loss.
At Iowa,
loss.
Home Oregon,
0-3.
At Nebraska,
0-4.
Home versus Minnesota.
Thank you, PJ Fleck, for saving our pride. You're gonna go. I think that sounds like an 0-4 stretch. And you win the last one to pick your chin up.
Yeah,
you might even lose that depending on how. Because we've seen those games, right?
Yeah.
Minnesota's probably not gonna be playing for much.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's not gonna be playing for much.
Can we do a bad and then very bad?
Yeah, I think we have to.
Okay,
We got
yeah.
too many teams left.
Yeah. Okay. So we already got Maryland, Rutgers. We got
We put Maryland in there, Rutgers in there,
we-
Michigan
Michigan
State. We
State.
threw them in.
We threw them in.
Mhm.
What about Washington?
Nah,
No.
I think they're just bad.
Okay. So those three, we're not going to throw Northwestern in there. We'll go throw those three. Do you want to get frisky and throw Minnesota in there?
Yeah, they're fun. Let's do it.
Okay, 4. We got those 4. Now we got our bad teams. Now this is going to be interesting. I think you throw Washington in the bad.
Washington's in the bad for me.
I think you go Wisconsin in the bad.
Wisconsin. Yep.
I think you go. No, I can't.
I'm throwing Northwestern in the bad.
Okay.
They always figure out to pull some things off, even though they looked not great. I think they're in the bad, and I think now we're getting abysmal, whatever you want to call it, atrocious. Shut your eyes, close. You
don't even tune in on Saturday.
Revoke your fandom card for the year.
Yeah, you're you don't talk about your football team because it's a pain point in your life.
Like you're sitting here heading into week 5 saying season's over.
Yeah, you don't even turn on TV anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
So now I think for now you do say Purdue. I think Purdue's in there. They're pretty bad. I mean, you throw the ball for 50 yards. I think UCLA's in there.
UCLA's in there for me too.
For me, I knew that from the presser at Media Day. I'll continue to say this. For me personally, I think Northwestern is in there.
You can say that. That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, they're in that gray area between like being horrible and being like, you surprised me enough to where I'm going to say you'll do it again this year. Is the only reason why I have them in the group of bad, because I think they'll surprise me a few games, just doing enough. And have you seen their home field for this year?
Or Northwestern? Yeah, they're playing,
just right by the lake, buddy.
Yeah,
right by the frozen lake. Imagine playing a Northwestern or an away game. Like, say let's find out if they got any. I hope they get a good Pac-12 team heading their way late in the year.
Get a good get a UCLA out there.
Nah, they're cooked.
They're cooked.
Yeah, they don't have anybody from Pac-12 heading their way. I wanted to see like Dylan Gabriel heading up there. Like,
just laying an egg.
There's nothing protecting it from wind, and it's like, I mean, you could
so
throw
it's
the
flat.
You could throw the football over in the water probably if you got enough cannon on. Like, it's nuts.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all temporary. It's not. It's rough turf. Like it's a field that you're gonna feel every hit the next day, especially if it's a windy, cold night.
Yeah.
So that's what I was hoping to see.
Yeah.
Like, what is Oregon or USC or UCLA?
Especially around a body of water, that temperature drop.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Because like you can say like, well, they're used to those elements before. There is quite literally zero coverage though. Like there's nothing there to protect you from the wind. In that Duke game, it was crazy.
Yeah, and even guys that I grew up in Nebraska that I played with, we would go out for practice. It would be 7 degrees with a wind chill or 10 degrees with a wind chill, and guys from Nebraska, like Garrett Nelson is like, bro, this is freezing. Like I can't feel my hands.
It's the wind chill. It doesn't matter like how much you practice in the cold. Like if it's windy that day,
it's over.
It wicks away your ability to.
My last home game, Wisconsin, it was 16 degrees with like 20 miles per hour winds, and it said it felt like it was, or it might have been higher. It's 30 miles per hour, like a lot.
30?
Yeah.
You're feeling it.
Okay. So 30. I think it was around 30 or maybe even 40, to be honest with you.
A gust of wind, like an average gust of wind, you're looking at like 5 to 15.
Okay. So probably around like 20 then. And it felt like negative. I had my parents at the game, everyone at the game. They were like, yeah, we wanted to leave. But like, yeah, playing in those environments are not fun. So I could only imagine what it's like for a Pac-12, a California team.
What's the call off for cold weather?
Shoot. I would say probably like under 40. I think 45, like 40. I would say, because it's different. When you're playing, you don't feel it, right? If you're around 40, I would say it's fine. If you're around like 45, getting into the 50 range, like playing in like 55 to like 70. Oh my, that's football weather. It's so nice playing in there.
Okay, what do you think like the rule is? Like it's this cold you can't play.
Oh,
yeah,
like cutoff.
Yeah, because I know you're not thinking 40. Like obviously you're gonna play. You've played under 40.
Probably like -30, -20.
There's actually no exact rule for it, but they do have negative when it gets to 0 or below Fahrenheit. Obviously, they consider it. When it gets to negative 15 or below, they're like, okay, hey guys, you probably can't like figure something out.
Yeah, let's go scrimmage in the indoor.
Like that's this is
Imagine that. Imagine that. Okay, what would happen if it's remember the record day negative 44 in January this year?
Sorry, say it one more
It
time.
was like negative 30 to negative 40 here in
Yeah,
January.
it's
Remember
miserable.
that?
Mhm.
With the wind, it was terrible. My car wouldn't even start, right? Imagine if that happened on a game day. You're not playing, right?
You're playing in like Hawk Center.
Yeah. Do you go to the Hawks and play?
I think if both teams
That
are
would
good
be
with it,
legendary.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be legendary.
You'd
You know,
have to, as long as you got the rest there and like everything's
Yeah.
on the up and up, like you'd have to
Oh.
tell the fans to go home.
that would be the most legendary game ever.
It'd be fun. They never do it though, because they think about all the equipment, all the money. Is like, well, we're not going to be able to make money off it if we do it this way. Let's push it back to a day to make sure.
Yeah,
we
that's
get,
probably what
it's always going to come back to money.
Yep.
And then make sure you get the cameras in there. But since we're not going to take this break, we're already at 48 here. So let's
Okay,
go
we'll
ahead.
keep going.
Yeah, let's just dive into. Well, let's get anything left on this groupings. I think I feel pretty good about it.
I feel good.
Okay.
I feel good. I think the only question mark is maybe moving Michigan to the good side, and maybe the Northwestern was our question mark.
Yeah, I got to drop Minnesota too.
Yeah.
Just looking at their schedule. Good luck.
Yeah. So okay, I have a question. And that we can talk about, and it will lead us in probably to our next point. Talking about the running back room, you look at Purdue. I mean, they let up 300 and I believe it was 59 or 69
341 yards.
41 yards.
Lockerbie for like 160 of them, 160 plus.
Wait, I'm talking about they left up their Purdue's defense for Oregon State.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they leave 300 some yards on the table, right? Oregon State runs for 300 some yards. How many is this a run emphasized game for Nebraska? Or do you still go with the rhythm of Dylan? Because my thing is, and I get people love this, right? They love the old run the dang ball, and they love all these things, right? Well, if Dylan is throwing at a 70% clip, and all of a sudden you go and try to run the ball, and he gets out of rhythm, like does that hurt your offense, or do you just run the ball? I think if it's a 70-yard game, 70 play game for the offense, I think you're sitting somewhere around, I don't know, probably around the 30 pass mark. I think that's where I'm comfortable with.
I think it's a game like 20-25. Run the ball. No, like we don't need to throw it.
Yeah.
We really don't. Like, go look at what Alabama's done in the past. They got multiple 5-star QBs. But guess what? If they can run the ball, that is more demoralizing than anything else you can do. And if there's a weakness for it, and you chose to, I don't want to expose that weakness because I want to make sure Dylan, is in rhythm. Dylan's in rhythm. All right. I'm really not worried about him. I feel like you can dial up play. He's not going to be like, I got to get warmed up. Like, he is good enough to where we don't need to hold his hand and make sure he's in rhythm. Like, yes, as an offensive coordinator,
I don't know, Harrison.
If we don't run the ball and do the Emmett Johnson, Dante Dowdell approach I'm talking about, I am going to be scratching my head.
Well, you can still do that and throw the ball 30 times.
You can do that, but I do think it's a game. As long as we're not leaning away from it out of just because.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because we want to give Dylan some more touches. Like, if it makes sense in the game plan, fine. But you should be able to run the ball at will against this team.
Yeah.
And I think your offensive lineman could use another game of some better blocking where they kind of get their legs back under him. Because Illinois, I think that was the problem.
I think if we see, Dowdell for like 18 carries, Emmett for like 15, and, Ramir for around like 12, I think I would sleep. I'm sleeping well at night anyways, but like that would be awesome. And I think it will calm some of the nerves. And I think it will be efficient football. I think for Satterfield, I don't know why you wouldn't love that. I mean, getting 3 different running backs with 3 different paces, 3 different flows, 3 different run styles. Like, man, that would be a dream for me. I would scheme up so much things for Ramir because, like, you can do so much things with him. You can do so many things with Emmett. I just think the thing with Dante last week, me and Mikey Daniels talked about it. Like, there was just a, I would say, so there was a play. Remember where he bounced it outside?
Yep.
He bounced it outside
what you're talking about.
with the stiff arm, right? And so they went to the same look again, right? and you had so the play was called for bouncing it outside, right? But all of a sudden, the corner's out there, right? And there was just like a slight adjustment you just needed to make. And I feel as if sometimes Dante is so headhunter, meaning he's so like, I need to run someone over instead of just really viewing the play and seeing, okay, like I got a gap here, a linebacker here, like whatever. I think sometimes he's so uh physicality, like he's so hungry for it sometimes, and it kind of throws off like where the run scheme is, getting to the next level. Whereas Emmett, he's able to see all these things. And like I would say second level, like getting to the second level and making someone miss, he's really that guy.
Well, that's why I like he understands the angles that second level's taking. Like, and that's where I think he's better. Like, he knows when to stay on the line and when to go ahead and absorb the contact and just try to shove him over. Like, as if you see it and if you stay on that line that you're on, that you're gonna get tackled regardless. Like, that's the time, you drop the shoulder, see if you can plow through him. But with Emmett Johnson, like, he's so good at recognizing the angles and where he can stress out whatever safety or corner is trying to come over and help. Like, he's really good, I think, at just splitting defenses when he finds that line.
Yeah. I would love to, we talk about rules comments, last week. I would love for this week to see these things finally come into play with the variety of carries, with the distribution of touches in the running back room. Now I think the question is, how does the O-line respond? I would say not the best performance in the fourth quarter.
I think it comes down to communication, in my opinion, right? To me, that's the cherry on top. It's a painful cherry to swallow, but like, it's something you can fix.
Yeah,
because guys were just going untouched.
Yeah,
so I mean, you didn't even get a hand on it. It's a lot better than I was in the right spot, but he ran me over, and it just shows how much work I have to do.
Yeah, the skill level, right?
It's bad that you just completely missed him, but at the same time, you can communicate that and just be there next time.
We got a big game this week. I don't think we'll be able to talk about it, but the Alabama-Georgia matchup.
Yep. What is it? 1
and 2, right? Or no, 2 and 5.
Isn't Texas number 1?
2 and 4.
Yeah, Texas took the throne of 1.
Yeah, Alabama's 4, and
Georgia's 2.
Georgia is 2. Who do you got?
Where's it at?
It is at. Let me see
it doesn't matter. Give me Georgia. I bet you, even if it's at home, I bet you Alabama isn't even
give
favored.
You Georgia?
No, I'm saying Georgia wins, even if it's at Alabama.
Oh, you like Georgia?
I bet you Alabama isn't even favored if they're home.
Okay, so weird. Okay, so the matchup predictor has Alabama winning 65%, right?
Okay, so they are favored.
But I guess the odds on ESPN Bet is -2 to Georgia.
Okay, so I am right.
I guess they're conflicted.
No, Vegas usually knows.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's really conflicted. You got one saying -1, you got someone saying +10, and then you got even, and then you have a -120 to Georgia. So
sounds like a good game.
Yeah, this is a great game. I mean, you bet either way. If you're a betting man, you bet either way. I mean,
legally, of course.
Legally,
at the Warhorse Casino.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, Milroe, can Milroe get it done? Is Beck talented enough to get it done? Who can run? It's really who can run the football.
I think so. Who dominates the line of scrimmage? I think
who can run the football. And I when is this game? It has to be a nighttime. Yep, 5:30.
It's the prime time.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. This is gonna be. This is biscuits and gravy with sausage on the side, eggs.
It's a good week for Nebraska to play at 11 a.m. I'll say that much.
Man, this is everything. Okay.
Who do you got? You never picked yet.
I got Bama.
Okay.
I got Bama.
Okay.
I got Bama, and I think
DeBoer's a great coach. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think we see Milroe in a different light. I think we see him as a more established passer.
Well, this is the game. Like, either side, if you're the QB, you're gonna have to put it all on the tape, because both.
This is probably who wins This is probably who wins the whole
SEC.
Everything.
National champion right here.
Yeah, this is whoever wins this is national.
I'd like to see the Buckeyes against this year. The Buckeyes look really, really good.
Do they though?
Maybe they beat Alabama.
Quarterback?
I do not think they beat Georgia still.
Quarterback wise,
do you think they missed Kyle McCord because he's killing it over at Syracuse?
I mean, he is killing it.
He looks really good.
He had a rough week this past week, but I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, we know the SEC is usually dominant. I mean, you are more right than wrong if you just look at history.
Yeah, I mean, Bama plays 5, possibly 6 ranked opponents, throughout the year. That's why the SEC is the SEC.
I'm still waiting for Lane Kiffin to emerge. Might be this year.
Might do it.
It might be fun to watch.
Would be.
Did you give your prediction already for Purdue?
For Purdue, I think I got it will be the same prediction as last week.
That's mine. Mine's
31-13.
Run it back. See if
Run
it
it
happens
back.
this week. All right, that's going to wrap it up for Ticket Weeknights. Shout out Chancellor Brewington as always. We'll do it again next week.